silent resilience in chaos. When the world seemed to crumble around them, ordinary people discovered a quiet strength they never knew existed. In the aftermath of a sudden flood that swept through their small town, neighbors who had barely spoken before began sharing resources without asking for anything in return. This shift from isolation to connection was not immediate. It started with a single act of kindness when Mrs. Gable offered her dry attic space to strangers. As days passed, the community realized that their shared vulnerability created an unbreakable bond. They stopped worrying about who lost what and focused on how they could rebuild together. The silence between them wasn't empty but filled with mutual understanding and hope. This collective resilience transformed a disaster into a story of unity, proving that humanity's greatest power lies in its ability to stand firm when the ground shakes beneath their feet. The unspoken joy of small wins. Everyone dreams of massive success, yet few celebrate the tiny victories that build a life. Consider the story of Elias, a man who spent years trying to write a novel but often felt defeated by his slow progress. One day he decided to stop aiming for the perfect chapter and simply wrote 3 sentences before breakfast. This small shift changed everything. The pressure lifted and creativity flowed naturally. Soon those 3 sentences became pages, then chapters, and eventually a published book that inspired thousands. The real triumph wasn't just the publication but the daily joy of showing up and doing the work. These minor achievements accumulate over time, creating a foundation of confidence that makes big goals feel attainable. By focusing on these small wins, people find a sustainable happiness that grand milestones often fail to provide. The hidden value of waiting. In an era obsessed with instant gratification, the art of waiting has become a lost skill that brings profound peace. Take the story of Sarah, who waited 3 years for her dream job in a bustling city. Instead of complaining about the delay, she used the time to learn new languages and volunteer at local shelters. When the opportunity finally arrived, she was not just qualified but deeply grounded and ready. The waiting period allowed her to mature and understand what truly mattered before stepping into that role. Many people rush through life missing these crucial moments of preparation, yet patience often yields better results than haste. This quiet time allows for reflection and growth, turning a simple delay into a strategic advantage. Ultimately, the wait was not an obstacle but a necessary bridge to her future success. The power of forgotten memories. Sometimes the most important lessons come from memories we thought were lost forever. A young artist named Leo discovered an old sketchbook in his grandmother's attic that he had barely remembered as a child. The drawings revealed a world of imagination and freedom that he had long suppressed due to adult expectations. Reconnecting with these forgotten moments reignited his passion for art, leading him to create a series of paintings that won international acclaim. These memories served as a reminder that creativity is not something new but something rediscovered within us all. By revisiting the past, Leo found a fresh perspective on his present life and future potential. The joy of remembering these lost treasures showed him that nothing is ever truly gone if we are willing to look back with an open heart. The beauty of unplanned detours. Life often takes unexpected turns that lead us exactly where we need to be. When a family planned a road trip across the country, their car broke down in a remote mountain town they had never visited. Initially frustrated, they decided to stay for a week and explore the local culture. They discovered a hidden waterfall, met friendly locals who shared stories of their ancestors, and found a bakery that became their favorite spot. This unplanned detour turned into the highlight of their entire journey, creating memories that lasted a lifetime. The lesson here is clear. Sometimes the best parts of life are not on the map but in the spaces between destinations. Embracing these surprises allows us to see the world with fresh eyes and appreciate the beauty of uncertainty. The strength of quiet confidence. True confidence often speaks softly, without needing constant validation from others. In a high-pressure corporate environment, Maria stood out not because she shouted her ideas, but because she listened intently and spoke only when necessary. Her quiet demeanor earned her the respect of colleagues who were tired of loud egos. When a major crisis hit the company, it was Maria's calm analysis that guided the team to a successful solution. She proved that strength does not always roar, sometimes it whispers with certainty. This type of confidence is contagious, inspiring others to trust their own inner voices rather than seeking external approval. By valuing substance over noise, she created an environment where everyone felt safe to contribute and grow. The magic of shared silence. Deep connections often happen in the spaces between words, not just during conversation. A group of friends who had been together for decades found that their most meaningful moments occurred when they sat together on a porch, watching the sunset without speaking. These silences were filled with understanding and comfort, allowing them to simply be present with one another. In a world full of noise and digital distractions, this shared silence became a sanctuary where they could recharge and reconnect. It reminded them that love is not always about talking but about being there for each other in stillness. This quiet companionship strengthened their bond more than any grand gesture ever could. The wonder of everyday magic. Ordinary days often hold extraordinary moments if we take the time to notice them. A mother named Elena realized that her daily routine was filled with small miracles, from the way sunlight hit her child's face in the morning to the smell of rain on hot pavement. She started a journal where she wrote down one magical moment each day, transforming her perception of reality. Over time, this practice brought her immense joy and gratitude, even during difficult times. By focusing on these everyday wonders, she found that life was not just about surviving, but about experiencing beauty in the mundane. This shift in perspective allowed her to see the world as a place full of enchantment, where magic is always present for those who look closely enough. The courage to start over. Sometimes, the bravest thing we can do is begin again from scratch. After losing his business at 50, Thomas decided to move to a new city and start a bakery with just one oven. Many people told him it was too late, but he knew that age brought wisdom and experience. He embraced the challenge with enthusiasm, learning new skills and building relationships in his new community. Within 2 years, his bakery became a local favorite, known for its warmth and delicious bread. His story shows that starting over is not about erasing the past, but using it as a foundation for something better. The courage to take this leap of faith opened doors he never imagined possible. The light in unexpected places. Hope often shines brightest when we least expect it, usually in the most unlikely corners of life. During a harsh winter, a small village was cut off by snow, leaving them without power or supplies. Yet, in the midst of this darkness, a young boy lit candles made from old wax and shared stories with his neighbors around a single fire. This simple act sparked a community spirit that kept everyone warm and hopeful for weeks. The light they created together became a symbol of resilience and unity, proving that even in the darkest times, human connection can illuminate the way forward. Their story reminds us that hope is not something we wait for, but something we create with our own hands.